everybody, welcome back. Steven here, Northwest Small Batch Brewing, and today is a brew talk, a home brew talk here. That's going to be a quickie, I think, but I kind of wanted to go back to some of my early videos. Believe it or not, I've been making YouTube videos for quite a while, and I'd have to look, but I think I've got around 500 videos on my channel. And some of them are pretty old, and it's not that the information's incorrect, but hopefully over the time my editing skills and whatnot have gotten a little bit better. My camera has gotten better, and so I wanted to kind of revisit some of these things, and that might be what I do today. So one of my earlier videos was how to make or how to build a video or a recipe for your beer. You know, if you're doing homebrew, a lot of people start with kits. A lot of people start with extract or all grain, depending on your system and what you're doing. And then, of course, eventually people like to, well, I don't know, maybe not. I was going to say people like to kind of venture off and create something from scratch. But maybe not. I mean, there are people that are just happy with, buying kits. It's no different. The difference is you're just, someone else's recipe and they've put all the ingredients together for you. That's fine. That's fine. It's basically the same. So the question is, why is it when you buy a homebrew kit or you take a recipe that you found and you try to make it, it always seems like it doesn't turn out quite right. You don't hit your numbers. It doesn't taste like what you expected. Well, cheers, by the way. There's a lot of reasons for that. One of which is that when you get a recipe, you want to make sure that it is from a reputable source. There are, especially if you go out to like the different home brewing softwares out there, there's 3 big ones, then there's a lot of little ones. But either way, anybody, any home brewer, including me, right, can put their recipe that they're working on or whatever and have it public. And then what happens is if there's no notes saying, oh, well, I made it and there was this problem or it turned out this way or that way, you have no idea. Or they may have not even brewed it. And they might have written up this recipe thinking they were going to brew it and it just never happened, right? So it's dubious at best to get recipes off of one of those sites because you just don't know. One little secret that I use is, at least on Brewer's Friend, I can't speak with the other sites, but Brewer's Friend has this option when you're searching through recipes to filter by award-winning. Now, what does that mean, award-winning? It means that whoever made that recipe brewed it and they entered their beer into a homebrew competition, and a certified beer judge reviewed their beer at that competition, and they won some kind of medal for it. Usually be like the top 3, right? Gold, silver, bronze. So that tells you 2 things. It tells you, A, they actually brewed it, and B, a beer judge actually thought it was, within parameters enough and had no off flavor and stuff that it deserved a medal. So that's a little bit of security to know that recipe has probably got some validity. And, the way they prove it is they generally make you send in proof, like a picture of the medal or some paperwork to prove that you actually do have an award-winning beer. And that usually shows up on the recipe somewhere. So that's one place to go to look for recipes and how to filter them so that you're getting stuff is probably pretty good. You can get recipes out of books. Most of the authors that you get books on are pretty well known and renowned, and a lot of them were professional brewers, and that's probably a good place to get beer recipes too if you have any books. A lot of times, like beer books will just have some recipes in the back of the book that are included, that sort of thing. And of course, the other option is, you can get beer kits right off of brewing sites where they have the recipe, they put together all of the ingredients and they mail them to you. You just have to supply the equipment to actually do the brewing. Well, no matter which one of those you choose, right, and go down to pick your recipe, whether you do that or you try to create your own, The problem is all of them brewed on a system that is somehow different than yours. Even if they have the same brewing system, they have a different process. It's not the same process that you have. They may use different kind of water. They may have a pH meter. You don't. They might do water additions, like, for their chemicals. You may not. I mean, there's a million things, right, that could be different about it. So how do you make sure you get a similar result from the original owner of that recipe? Well, the easiest way, and the way I always have done it, is you take that recipe and you stick it into a brewing software like Brewer's Friend or Brewfather. I think Beersmith is maybe one. I can't remember. I think it's the top three anyway. But you plug in your recipe into whichever one you use. And most of them, at least the one I use, you can actually select a large number of brewing systems that are built into their software. So like mine is in there, and it helps me kind of calculate stuff correctly for my system. But on top of that, once you calculate everything out, you put all the grain and the hops and the yeast and everything, you'll see that probably your gravity number is not going to match what the recipe says, the original gravity. So you have to make some adjustments, right? You may need to add some extra grain. Maybe you need to add some more two-row or whatever grain you're using to beef it up. Maybe, maybe subtract some to bring it down. Same thing with the hops. And hops are even more of a problem because hops vary from season to season. So the recipe may call for 10 alpha acid, whatever, but you can only find 8 alpha acid. Well, that means that you're going to have to make some adjustments. You can use that brewing software to figure out how much more hops you need to add in order to get the same result, same bitterness. So I guess the overall thought here is I can't stress enough how important it is to always put your recipe into a brewing software of some type. Otherwise, you're just flying blind. You don't know what's gonna happen or what you're gonna get. And at least this way, you're going to hit the numbers that you want to hit. And you made adjustments for your system, for your water, for the way you brew, for the temperature in your house, the way you chill, all of that stuff. And I don't mean like your chill, I mean, chill your wort down. All of that comes into play. And getting into making your own recipes is another video. I've done a video on that. There's not a whole lot more to that, but I'll probably do maybe next week I'll do another follow-up video on this one. It'll probably be a shorter one, but just on, at least my process for coming up with a brand new from scratch recipe, with what you want in it. At any rate, I will cut that one short today. I appreciate you coming by. I'll be back in another week with another video or full brew day or something like that. It's usually beer related. And until then, keep on brewing.